Welcome to Hitch, Roll, Relax.
In this video, we want to show you our top 5 RV upgrades.
And be sure to stick around for a bonus upgrade. Okay, so our number one upgrade that we have done is the faucet in the bathroom. The one that comes with the RV is terrible, to say the least. Not really terrible, but it's so low that it's hard to get your hands underneath to wash them even.
It is terrible.
So that was the first thing that we upgraded, was to get rid of that faucet and get one that was a little bit higher. And that made a big difference for us as far as usability of it.
Yes, even with my tiny hands, I struggled to get my hands under there and feel like I was getting a good, wash on my hands, let alone, a man's hands under there.
Not that I have huge hands or anything, but they're way bigger than hers.
Let's measure up. We
did
that wrong. We got to do like this. Itty bitty.
So that was one of the very first things that we had to do. And I think it's one of the first things that a lot of people do is upgrade that faucet for that very reason, is because it's so low. And the sink itself is very tiny to begin with.
Yes.
So getting your hands under there with that low of a faucet was just a challenge. So.
But I get why they made the sink small, because for women, we like to have our flat iron and all of our...
We like to have that counter space, I know.
Counter space. We have a 16-year-old too, so, 2 females.
So more counter... All right, so number 2 on the list is dimmer switches. So we noticed that in the living area, when you turn the lights on, it's just on or off, and it's a lot of light for this area. And sometimes you just want a little bit of mood lighting, and you can't create that by a little switch, a little toggle switch. So what we did is we put in a dimmer switch so we can control how bright the lights are, and that's made a huge difference. Now, we did this in both the living room and also in the bedroom. The bedroom, the 2 dimmer switches are a little bit different from each other. The dimmer switch that's in the bedroom actually kind of matches the switch that was already there originally, but this dimmer switch has a little up and down slider bar that can control that in the bedroom.
That one was a lot easier to put in as well, I think, for you.
That one was much easier because I didn't have to go into the control panel to put in the living room lights. Or the dimmer switch.
Yeah, and what's great about that room is, especially at night when, one of you may be asleep and the other is not yet, and you want to come in, but you're trying to find something, you don't want to be knocking around, at least you can turn the light on and have it on the lowest setting so that you can still have a little bit of light in there without, interrupting your spouse or your kid. Sometimes y'all have kids that still sleep in bed with you. Hey, I no judgment here. Mine did too.
So, yeah, that makes a big difference. We probably don't use the dimmer switch in the bedroom as much as we thought we would. One of the reasons is, it's great for what Gina was just talking about, but we also have the motion sensing lights that are in the hallway, which come on as soon as we kind of get up and get close to that hallway. Those lights kick on. So we don't use it a lot for that, but it is great to have it. But having the ones in the kitchen and the living areas and the dining areas, it's really great for that. Makes a big difference.
Yeah. Hello, look who's here. Aww, Bella, say hi.
Bella. That's our beautiful little dog.
This is Bella Marie. She is 4 years old, just a couple days ago. And she is a rescue pup. Hi, baby. Yes. Say, I like squirrels.
Squirrel? Where's squirrel?
Where's the squirrel?
Oh, yeah, there she goes. She's going to go find a squirrel now. Next on the list, number 3 for us, is we've installed in a couple locations lights, LED light strips.
This is my favorite.
Yes. This is her favorite. It's one of mine too, because I put it in an area for me as well, not just you.
I know, but I like to be selfish sometimes.
But the light strips are connected to motion sensors. So we put one in the pantry. And so when you open the door up, the light strips go down each side, and it lights up most of the the pantry area. But the light that came in there is a light that's still in there that's goes on by motion. The problem is it only lights up the top of the pantry. Hey, grand design. That would be a great idea if you put light strips all the way down so people could see inside each cubby.
Right? For sure.
Just a suggestion.
Just an idea.
So the other place that we also put the LED light strips is in the bay that's underneath the bed. That helps me out because when I'm outside working at night, and typically we are setting up at nighttime
all the time
because we both work full time. And we have to leave work usually around 6 o'clock, and we don't even leave by 6. We usually leave about 7.
You know how it is trying to pack up as weekenders. You have to bring everything in, put it all in, make sure you're hitching up right, and then...
At night, by the way.
Yeah, by then it's dark, especially depending on if you're on daylight savings time or not. So wherever we roll into, it is always night inevitably. But we also do that so we can have a full Saturday.
Right.
So it's worth it. But we're getting very good at setting up at night.
yeah, we're getting really good at that. So, but anyway, we put the light strips down there in the bay that's in underneath the bed, and it works out great. As soon as I open it up, again, that motion sensor recognizes that there's motion, kicks on the lights, and all I did was just take a strip of lights right there where the door opens at, put them under there, and just staple them in there, and it lights up that whole area, which is fantastic. Yeah. The only thing is they're both battery operated, so we don't have them connected to power at all. So we do have to be conscious of making sure we replace the batteries, and if it gets cold in the RV, batteries don't do well with cold. Right. So they do wear out a little bit quicker than normal than you would like if you had them connected directly to power, and I wish we could do that. But this was so much easier to do.
Totally worth it.
It was worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it. So, and I think we got them from... Amazon. Yeah. We got them from Amazon, and they work great. Yeah. So, of course, we'll put links down below to all this stuff, and you guys can go check it out for yourselves. Okay, so number 4 on the list is, everybody knows the beds that come with these RVs are not the greatest in the world, right? Right. You loved it, didn't you? No. Actually, I'll say it's not terrible.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
But if we ever went full time, it's the first thing that's going to get replaced.
She doesn't have a bad back like I do. My back sucks.
But it's true. I don't have a bad back. I feel sorry for those of you that do. I hope I never go through issues like that. But nonetheless, it did need some help, the mattress.
It did need some help, and we didn't actually replace the mattress yet. That's coming, like she talked about. Eventually we're going to replace it. But what we did, the first thing that we did as just kind of a cheap, inexpensive solution was we just put a 2-inch memory foam topper on it. Mm-hmm. And that's made a world of difference. I mean, honestly, I can completely tolerate it. It doesn't hurt. I don't get up with a back problem in the mornings laying on top of that. And it works great.
We came from a 24-foot Coleman, as y'all have heard us say in the past. And that queen size bed, if it was a true queen, lies, all lies.
That was not a full queen. That was what they call the RV queen, and my feet would hang off the edge of that thing. I mean, that was fantastic. That was the way to sleep right there. This one is actually a full size queen, so it's great. My feet don't hang off, and with the memory topper on there, that 2-inch memory topper. Actually, we could probably. I would recommend going with like a 3-inch memory topper if you can do it, because it'd be a little even more comfortable. Yeah. But for us right now, the 2-inch memory topper is working.
Yeah, I agree. And we got that at Walmart.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with Walmart.
Yeah, you can get one off Amazon, Walmart. You can find them anywhere. They're fairly inexpensive. I think we paid. What did we pay for that? $50?
Yeah, it was like $50 or $60.
So
it's been a while now, but they still have them, obviously.
So it was totally worth it, and we didn't spend $300-400 on another mattress.
Heck no, not right now. Not when we're not full time.
Yeah.
Weekenders, you're like a once a month you can get out and enjoy.
We will eventually.
Yes.
But for right now, this is going to work for us.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
Okay, so number 5 on the list is a TPMS monitor. That's another one of the priorities probably that you should think about when you have a travel trailer or fifth wheel or if you have motorhomes that don't have tire monitoring systems in them. You always want to check up on your tires, and if you can do it real time while you're going down the road, why not?
Right.
And everybody's come up these days. There's several out there that do a great job of monitoring it. You can have a little display in the cab of your truck, and you can see the temperature of the tire, you can see the pressure of the tire, and it works out great. Some of them have, I think Tire Minder has the one where you can actually view it on your phone. We went with one that's called TyMate. It's TyMate. It's a cheaper option, probably about $150 cheaper, maybe even more. We decided to go with that just to give it a try, see if we like it. If we like it, we'll do a video on it and we'll show you exactly how it works and what it looks like. Actually, we'll probably be rolling some video in here of what it is and what it looks like. But we'll do a full review on it eventually if it's something that we would recommend to anybody to use. So what this comes with is we actually get a separate monitor specifically for the little monitors that go on your tire. So you don't have an app for your phone. This is a dedicated monitor, which I kind of like. The monitor itself sits up on top of your dash. You have to charge it to start with, but after you've charged it, it has a little solar panel on top of it, and then as you're traveling down the road, it continually trickle charges itself. So we don't have to keep it plugged into power all the time. And it came with 6 sensors, which is, we're not using all 6 of them, but it's great because we can use 5 of those sensors. We have 4 tires on the trailer, and then we actually could put one on the spare tire. So that's great with this system. We paid, I think, about $150 for this Tire Minder system. We haven't had a chance, like I said, to really try it out. Once we try it out, and if we feel like this is a good product, then we'll give you a good review of it. But Tire Minder is the other one that people really love. I think it's a little bit more proven of a system. It just costs a little bit more.
Yeah, but we don't always buy into all of the brand names and getting with all the hype of because it has this name. We've also over time, as we pick up different things, whether it's for the house or for the RV, things that we've used that you get off of like Amazon or even a dealer, they work just as well. And there's no reason to go broke over RVing and have yourself in a debt situation or overspending. Because it's easy to do.
Absolutely.
We started off like spending, and we're like, okay, we gotta dial back because you want everything. Of course, everybody does.
Our Amazon bill was really expensive when we got our first RV, let me tell you.
Right, but then we started trying to be cost effective, and then we bought things and we returned things because we realized, do we really need this? And then you start weighing what you really need once you kind of get into the RV and start seeing what you want. So you don't shy away from those products that are not labeled name brand or that you hear everybody talking about and they have to have, and only that brand will do or works the best. And maybe they might work a little bit better. There's other products out there that, do a good job as well. And Jarrett does a lot of research, social media is out there, not just to be a dramatics and whatnot, but to help each other. And that's what we're here for as well, is to help each other. So
absolutely. So the bonus one that we are going to talk about is not actually something, I guess, technically that is, I don't know, an upgrade to the RV, but I would kind of consider it an upgrade because it does attach to the RV. It attaches to the A-frame up front, and it's simply a sway control system. We went with the Equalizer 4-point sway hitch, which is we found to be really fantastic after I got it adjusted properly.
That was a nightmare, by the way.
When we purchased the RV, we also got, in that deal, we got the Equalizer 4-point sway control. And it works fantastic, but when it was first set up for us, it wasn't giving us the sway control that we felt like really should be coming with it. So once we got it home, I took it apart, put it back together, and went by the instructions and made sure that I did exactly what I was supposed to with it. And it works so much better now.
Let me just say, when I tell you it was a nightmare in the beginning, I can't. We would go through town, through the RV parks, and every corner we made it was, I can't even do it justice. It was so
bad.
loud. I'm praying Jarrett can pull up the footage of what we sounded like, because we tried to video it, trying to pinpoint where this noise was coming from, so how we could fix it. I was mortified. Like, I wanted to roll down the window and just wave like we were in a parade, because you knew everybody heard us coming.
Absolutely. So,
but you knew they were talking about you too.
So a little reading of the directions, and this is not something that was told to us by the dealer, unfortunately, so we didn't know. And it didn't make that noise when we first picked it up. But as we started to continue to use it, it did make the noise.
The noise.
The noise. And it was really loud, and I had read that the equalizer hitch was notorious for having noises that, you know, it would create, but not this kind of noise. This was way above and beyond, like something was breaking type of noise.
It was mortifying and just ear piercing all at the same time. Like, so I wanted to sink in my seat as we would drive. Like, I'm just not part of this.
Yeah, it was bad.
But it made for part of the adventure too.
Oh, it did. There was an adventure, all right. So we figured out, after reading the directions and doing some online research, that it does require a little bit of grease. And in particular, where the 4-point sway hitches are, not the sway bars themselves. You don't want to grease those, because that is a friction point and you want that friction there. But where the bars connect into, that's where you really want some grease, because that will help prevent that noise from happening, and that's where the noise was coming from. So once we figured that out and put some grease around that, the noise virtually went away.
Check.
There still is some noise, but it's much more tolerable, and we can deal with that. But before,
I think
it
it's
was not
noise
very
that
good.
is supposed to be there. I don't think you're ever going to be noise free when you're carrying this kind of a load.
Yeah.
And pulling behind you. But I would give it a definite check mark at this point. You just want me to start an intro?
Yes.
Am I supposed to look over here or just right here?
I think it's going to be really
Right
noticeable
here.
if we try to look here, just look at ourselves. Right here's the camera.
Okay. So I gotta look over here?
This is our top 5 something or other video.
I can't get comfortable.
This is our top 5 RV upgrades. Right? Stupid shirt. Is it always like that, or is it just me?
Next.